What's up, my peeps? Mrs. Anwool here, coming to you from the ZW Nation. Or is it welcome to the ZW Nation? I guess, well, and welcome to the ZW Nation. I am here to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for a while, and I'm finally deciding to make a video about it. And that's for anybody who's ever watched the Pokemon anime, you know that Ash had a shiny Noctowl and they just look past it. You know, like shinies would become more relevant later on within the anime, but in the beginning, it really didn't seem like a huge thing. You know, Ash was just like, well, it kind of looks different, you know, and nobody really pointed that out. So, because of that, I am wondering that if Ash Ketchum could have a shiny and then not make a super big deal about it, but still know it's kind of rare, who else should have had shiny? So I am here to talk about four people who are very important to at least the first three seasons of Pokemon, and that be Brock, Misty, Team Rocket, and that's it. Jesse and James from Team Rocket. As I discuss why each one of them should have had a shiny and what that shiny would be and the significance of that Pokemon being shiny. You start off with ladies first, as we're gonna start off with Jessie from Team Rocket. These are just in any order; it really doesn't matter. So, yeah, Jessie. I believe that Jessie shiny should have been Wobbuffet, mainly because Wobbuffet is a Pokemon that continuously stayed within the Team Rocket ranks for a while. Like every now and then, it keeps popping back up, and is actually a main member of the team. Wobbuffet is actually pretty useful in several situations with his counter and mirror coat, but Team Rocket does not always use Wobbuffet that way. Wobbuffet is a very special Pokemon, you could say, as like a couple of other Pokemon. It does have the ability to pop out of his ball, and it, you know, in that way, you could say it's kind of disobedient. Now, why does Jessie keep such an irritating Pokemon that she has to keep calling back? If it was shiny, that would make a little bit more sense. Not to mention, it would go with the theme that Jessie had going for her. A lot of Jessie's Pokemon were purple, if not some kind of pinkish as color, and Wobbuffet shiny is indeed pink. It would have been very interesting to have seen Jessie with that shiny, and like I said, would have matched her color scheme. It would have been a bit better for that Wobbuffet to have been shiny. Not to mention how Jessie even wound up getting the shiny, as she accidentally traded her Lickitung for it, and that would have been something to have accidentally traded a Lickitung for a shiny Wobbuffet. So let's move on to James, the other member of Team Rocket. I believe that James's shiny should have been Victory Bell. Mainly because Victory Bell was the first in the gag of grass types that attacked James. In several occasions, it seemed like James actually really hated that Pokemon, despite him using the Pokemon, despite him showing love, because James loves all of his Pokemon. But I truly do feel that James's Victory Bell should have been shiny, because it would explain why he would keep such a, once again, disobedient Pokemon that bites him. And it would have made it more memorable. Though it is kind of sad that James wound up losing his Victory Bell after he had another Victory Bell, and they wound up falling in love with each other. So that would have sucked that he would have lost his shiny, but it still would have been kind of cool to see James with that shiny Victory Bell. And made a lot more sense why he keeps around a Pokemon that consistently bites him before it became like a cool gag for grass Pokemon to do that. So yeah. Let's move on to Brock. I would say Misty for last. Brock, I believe that his shiny should have been Bonsly slash Sudowoodo, because out of all of his Pokemon, besides like Happiny, he, had the baby nurturing, skills. And it's funny because it goes with his character as well. Brock wanted to be a professional breeder, and then after he wound up getting Clefairy towards the end of Diamond and Pearl, he decided, screw it, I'll be a Pokemon doctor. Which, rather you're a breeder or a doctor, it would make sense why you have that little baby Pokemon with you. And how cool would it have been? Because if I'm not mistaken, Bunsley did hatch from an egg. I might have to look that up after, but I'm pretty sure Bunsley hatched from an egg. And if that's the case, how cool would it have been for Brock to have hatched a shiny Bunsley and be later on became Sudowoodo? Also, it kind of works with Brock considering that he was a rock type gym leader, meaning that Brock mainly used rock Pokemon. Now, he did have Pokemon that weren't rocks, such as Zubat, the Vulpix, that wasn't exactly his, Ludicolo, and Happiny / Chansey later on, but, and Krogant. A lot of his Pokemon were rock types in the beginning, and with Sudowoodo being the last rock type that he had, considering that his Sinnoh team was Sudowoodo, Happiny / Chansey, and Krogant, he only had one rock type with him, which was the Sudowoodo. So if Sudowoodo was shiny, it would be even more special. Not to mention, we got to see Brock and Misty again. How cool would it have been to see Brock's shiny Sudowoodo when he returned in Sun and Moon? That would have been pretty dang cool. You guys got to admit this. Last up on the list, we have Misty. Misty's shiny should have been her Psyduck. Similar to Jesse and James, Psyduck did not stay in the ball. It was a somewhat disobedient Pokemon, and unlike Team Rocket's Pokemon, it felt kind of useless in most situations. A lot of people are probably even wondering, why did Misty keep that Psyduck? The only thing going for it was its massive headaches that it would use psychic powers, such as Disable, Confusion, and I'm not sure if it ever actually used Psychic. But as we know, Misty does like water Pokemon. She is a water Pokemon trainer, so it probably would explain why she would keep Psyduck in the first place. But that Psyduck couldn't even swim. Not to mention, similar to Jessie, it fit a certain color scheme. Now, for those of you who know, shiny Psyduck is blue, and even Golduck is still a blue. Misty had a couple of blue Pokemon. All of her Pokemon weren't blue, such as Togepi, such as Corsola, such as Goldie and stuff. But she did have a Horsey, which was blue, Gyarados, which was blue, Poliwag, before it became Politoed, which was blue, and even wound up getting an Azurill. So she had kind of blue thing going with her when it came to the water Pokemon and stuff, and it would have been cool to see shiny Psyduck, similar to the Brock thing, seeing her again in Sun and Moon. How cool would it have been to have a shiny Psyduck be with her? It's still dopey, it still has to get confused to do actual good moves and stuff, but it would still have been interesting to see Misty with a shiny Psyduck. Now, because this video can't be too long, I gotta kind of cut it there. I mean, I've given my reasons why all 4 of these characters should have had their respective shinies. Because Ash. This is going to become a sort of series within my channel. As each time I'll give 4 characters within the Pokemon anime, rather they be rival, gym leader, etc. But anyways, I've been Mr. Zane Wu from the ZW Nation. If you like my video, give me that thumbs up. If you want to share it, it always helps. Subscribing definitely helps if you want to see more, and etc. I know you all like shiny Pokemon. I do too. I feel a lot of characters should have shinies. So, peace.